Hey guys, this is Sophia from the Sophia Diaries, and today I'm here with half yearly favorites. I don't typically use enough products or enough new products every month to crank out monthly favorites, and I'm jealous of those who can. But I thought that I definitely do always have enough products in a 6-month period where I can do half yearly favorites. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I have it all written down and I have it separated into 3 different categories, so I hope you're excited to find what's up. Anything I talk about will be linked down below. If not, I will tell you where to find it, so ease of access. So the first section we're going to talk about is products. So I didn't, put it in specific order like beauty, not beauty, blah, blah, blah. I just wrote it all down and I will go through them as I've written them down. So one of the first things that I do want to talk about is my kind of favorite, even though this came out like 2 months ago, months ago, I don't even remember honestly, is the M Cosmetics Infinite Lip Clouds. If you watched my video, I will put it up here or wherever. These are amazing and I still only have 4. I know I say only, but that's also a lot, like I recognize that. And I love them all. Obviously I'm not wearing this dark one as much, but I'm loving these 2 and this for special occasions, but it doesn't matter, I can wear these whenever I want. So this is definitely a favorite. And then my other favorite, I don't have any more beauty favorites. That's the only thing that I've been loving because everything I've been pretty consistent with. But my other favorite is this Swell bottle, this white marble Swell. This has been battered and bruised. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've dropped this. It's gotten so bad that there's actually a dent on the cap. Like, I don't even know if you can see it. But I love this thing. I think it's very useful and helpful. It is heavy, like I will say that. So just as a heads up, this is a 17 ounce and it is very heavy. Whether or not it's filled with water, it's still heavy. So it can be kind of a nuisance, but I still love it because it can keep my water cold and it can keep my water hot. Like, it do everything. I do want to say, however, that cleaning it is kind of annoying. So if you're like a tea or coffee drinker, like, stay consistent with what you drink in this, because otherwise your water and coffee will get mixed up and it'll just taste funky. My next favorite is my iPhone. I also have not had this for a very long time. I've only had this since like a couple days before my birthday, and that was in April. But I'm really loving this. You can see the time is 10:40. I'm really loving this. Obviously, as this is iPhone 7, so the freaking headphone thing is kind of an issue. Apple, if you're watching, please fix this on the iPhone 8. But like, everything about this is I love. I was strongly an Android person way before, but I think I've been converted. I wish the price was cheaper, but all smartphones are expensive nowadays, so what can you do, right? So after that, it's caps. I used to really hate these. Like, I never understood why girls would wear this, because anytime I wore a cap, it just make my hair really oily, it'd make my hair really flat, it'd make no volume, and it'd just be like annoying at some point, because when you wear a cap for a long time and you take it off, like, your hair looks like a complete mess and then it just doesn't look good anymore, even if it's freshly washed. And that still happens, but I do love these because I can just throw it on. I don't have to worry about my hair. I can put my hair into pigtails, which finally it's long enough. I can put my hair into pigtails, walk out of the house, put this on, and like no one will care. This is a suede cap from Aritzia. I've had this for a year maybe. This was the very first cap that I've ever owned because I love suede right now. That's my favorite thing. I also have another Disney cap which is in my closet. But caps, these things are amazing, especially if you can find the right one. But yeah, I love this. These pins I found at a local boutique in Northampton, Massachusetts. And these are by Emily McDowell Studios. She calls these pins everyday braveries, and I just love the message these had. And honestly, if you go on the website, which I will also link down below, they have very, very positive messages, and I love these so much. They are expensive for what they are. I'm not going to deny that, I did not buy these two at the same time because it's a lot of money to drop on just decoration. But I will say that this green one, it says choose hope over fear. I got this right after the new president of the United States was elected, and I felt it was very appropriate. And then this purple one is put myself first, which is something I always have to practice, and this is just going to be a reminder for myself. So I really have been loving these. They just give me like a little bit of positivity every day, even if I don't use my backpack. So I'm happy with these. I also did a top 5 post on my blog for where to get enamel pins online. I will also link that down below right after this product, so you can find other kind of enamel pins if you want. The next thing is a hair product. This is the Beauty Protector Detangler. This is exclusively on BirchBox, birchbox.com. And I just love this thing. I will say that if you use a lot of detangler, which I do, like I usually use like 10 to 12 pumps, like for like front of my hair, the ends of my hair, mid shaft of my hair. This does go away really quickly. I think this is probably like my 4th bottle actually. But and this is running out too. So I'm gonna have to get more when I go home. And then my last 2 things is another fashion favorite. Just grab it. So in January, I went to Disneyland and I really wanted a nice backpack that could fit a lot of stuff. And so I went to Nordstrom and I found this Phase3 Backpack. You can see it. I can see it on the mirror. This was, I want to say $70. It is kind of expensive. I think it's also faux leather, so it's a lot of money to drop on a faux leather bag. But this just honestly like fits everything. It also has like black hardware, black zippers, like everything is just black and classy. Even the tassels are very rigid and they don't like flip around too much, so it's like, it just makes me feel good because I hate tassels like that. This honestly, like, it fits a lot of stuff. I think this is actually sold out online, so I'm sorry for bringing it up if you want this. It fits my swell bottle, it fits everything I need, even down to a piece of clothing for a cover-up. And I just love this. Like, I've been using it for 6 months and it's honestly like still in great quality, so in great shape. So I really love this. And if I can find this online, I will link down below, or I'll find you something similar. And then my last fashion favorite is these pretties. Okay, Calvin Klein Mules. Now I have had this maybe like a month and a half, like really short period of time, and I know it's not really fair for me to put this in there considering how short of a time I've had it, but I just love these. Like honestly, when I found these, I was like, these are gonna be the reasons why I own mules. They're just so pretty, but because I will say that because of this point I had to like size up 2 sizes, so this is a size 9 but I'm a size 7. These are so gorgeous. These are from Macy's, so if you want to go check them out, you can. I don't know if they have them online. I got these on sale. I think these were originally like $120. Quite like expensive for a pair of shoes, but they were on sale, so like I did not regret buying these, and these are just so comfortable. I plan on, these are going to probably be my airport shoes for a while. So okay, so now that products, the section of products is over, I'm going to go into TV/movies. So one of my favorite TV shows was, so I'll just go down my list. 13 Reasons Why. That's been a favorite for a lot of people, and it's quite understandable. I know there's been controversy surrounding the way everything was portrayed and all that kind of stuff, and I would just like to say that I understand both sides of the story equally. There is graphic content, I will not deny that, but they do give you a fair warning, a long warning, and although it's never as you would expect. So just as a heads up, the reason why I loved this is in my favorites is because it is a very good conversation starter. I understand why parents would be like, no, I don't want my kids to watch this because it's so horrific, like you'll give them ideas. But I think, and I honestly, when I finished watching it, that's the way I felt. But I think that when your kid's old enough, this is a conversation that should be had. And when I say old enough, I don't mean like, you know, 25, but I mean like, you know, teenage years, because teenage years, we all been there, like it's always hard. So like that's probably when I would sit down and have this conversation with my kid. But obviously with technology's advancements, like there's no way I can shield my kids from this show. So I will have the conversation whenever, but I do like it and does bring conversation, and that's always important. Another TV show I've liked that's a Netflix original is Series of Unfortunate Events. When that came out, my boyfriend and I binge watched it, also because it came out a couple days before I had to go back to school and we really wanted to see it. And it is long, like, you know, there's no point lying about it. 13 Reasons Why and a Series of Unfortunate Events is both really long. But I really loved it. Like, it was a great portrayal. They chose amazing cast. Like, I actually thought that the girl they cast as Violet Baudelaire was the exact same girl they cast in the movie like years ago. Like, I was so confused. I was like, that's the exact same girl. Like, how has she not aged? But it's like totally different. But they do look very similar. So they did a very good job. And obviously Count Olaf, like, no one can beat Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah, so I highly recommend watching both. They do take a while. I will say that when 13 Reasons came out, it took me like a month and a half to finish it. And after I binge watched Series of Unfortunate Events, I felt very burned out. So I don't recommend binge watching it unless you know, can sit still for that long. But just as a heads up. And then obviously Sherlock season 4. After I watched it with my boyfriend, we had a lengthy discussion, and it was great. Not as great as previous seasons, but it was still like amazing, like as expected from the producers and the actors. So I do still recommend it. And also season 4 is on Netflix now, so you can watch the entire thing. My sister's really into it. Like, I actually feel bad that I introduced it to her. But yeah, and then in terms of movies, recently, very recently, I believe, Netflix just came out with Joshua. Now, this is a documentary based on real events, and it's not really a movie. It just has the length of a movie. Joshua is about this teenage boy in Hong Kong who fought against the communist government in China that was trying to like slowly take away Hong Kong. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's really inspiring. Watching it, at one point I felt really ashamed of myself because I wasn't doing as much as I should have, but then like I also felt extremely lucky because I did not live over there where I have to worry about that kind of government. So and hopefully I don't have to worry about it. But you know, I felt very lucky but also ashamed, and it's a very inspiring movie. I do recommend it. I did tear up a couple of times, but it wasn't because, it was just like the way they portrayed the events was very amazingly done. So I do recommend it. It's a 2-hour docu-movie, but it's like worth it. Like I didn't think I would be able to watch it, but it was really touching and really moving. Now, in terms of music, I don't really know the best way to do this. Maybe I'll link like a Spotify playlist. But I have 5 songs here that I've been really loving this year. But obviously, I don't write these songs down all the time when I fall in love with them, so I had to go through my Spotify. So these are all like pretty recent songs, like within the month and like 1 to 2 months. Maybe like one of them or even like last year. I don't remember. So one of the first songs is Most Girls by Hailee Steinfield. I just heard it the other day and I love the message so much. I honestly think it's going to become my next anthem. Hailee Steinfield's songs have been, for the most part, have been very inspirational and very girl power-esque, and I love that. So I really recommend it. I will also link her music video down below because it's also very inspiring. And then Lustful Life with Lana Del Rey feat. The Weeknd. I don't remember the last time I was so in love with Lana Del Rey's song. I think the last time was Summertime Sadness, and that's been a couple of years. And this song is just very nice. Like it just fits them both so much that I really recommend it. And then obviously Malibu by Miley Cyrus. I've always been a big-ish fan of Miley Cyrus's songs because I love her voice, Her voice is very distinctive and has a really nice rasp to it. When I heard it, I knew instantly that this was going to be one of my favorite songs that I would always come back to. It's a great song, it has a great message, and I watched a couple of her performances live. If you haven't seen her Billboard Live Performance, it is really touching. She's one of those artists who, when she sings acoustic, it just sounds like amazing. Like, it sounds even better than the original, but they're both great. So I really recommend it. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. It's on her Vivo, so I don't know why I wouldn't be able to find it. And then I also really liked In Motion by Allday. Now, this is not a song that I typically gravitate towards, but there's a playlist on Spotify, I don't remember, I think it's like Pop Chill Out, and they have similar songs like this, and it's like upbeat but slow at the same time. Like, that's my jam. So I'll link it down below. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And then the last song is Safe Inside by James Arthur. Now, I discovered James Arthur on the YouTube trending page, which is probably why it's there, honestly. And I really loved the song I listened to, which was Can I Be Him. The music video was odd, not gonna lie, but some of his most famous songs, like Safe Inside, was so beautiful, and I love listening to it because it makes me feel safe inside, cliche as it is. That is all my favorites from the past 6 months. As always, please let me know in the comments down below if you have any favorites that you think I would like, and I'll see you next week. Bye!